Hey everybody, just got down to the shop. I was just coming by to drop some stuff off because I'm headed out of town for the weekend here pretty soon. But I figured I'm here. I have everything for the car to theoretically run. So I'm going to put the map on it, get this intercooler piping back together, and then fire it up and just basically make sure all the engine stuff sounds good, see how it sounds with the new exhaust, and the motor work, and just leave the belt off the supercharger because it's still waiting on the new brackets to relocate it a little bit. So yeah. Alright, so small problem. Just tried to upload the map that J&S sent me to my HP tuners, and it looks like they accidentally turned the tuner lock function on in the map, which means that I can't open it on my end. It can only be opened by the original tuner's computer. So I've got a message into them. Hopefully they can just send it right back with the tuner lock deactivated. But it doesn't look like we're going to be able to fire it up tonight, unfortunately. And like I said, I'm headed out of town, so I guess we won't know if it runs for about another week or so. But going to go ahead and get the intercooler piping put together. Maybe a couple other little things. I'm not trying to be here too late. So yeah. Alright, so here's where we're at. Got this intercooler piping back on, double checked all the T-bolts are tight. Show you what I had done today. My buddy Brian over at the Denver Donut Shop got these welded on for me. Got the blow-off valve flange. It's kind of hard to see in there. The IAT flange for the speed density tune. Got both of those welded in. I'm pretty stoked on the placement. I like that you can't see the IAT valve. I was worried about that looking like shit. You can see the big torque storm on there, good. So I went ahead and plugged the rest of the engine harness in. I decided I'm gonna forego cleaning this harness up this time around. It worked flawlessly last season. It's not the prettiest thing out, but it gets the job done, and we're kind of crunched on time and budget at this point. So it's just gonna have to stay. Hopefully it keeps working as good as it has been. There's a bunch of extra wiring sitting here from the IAT breakout harness that pulls the intake air temp out of the map sensor plug and lets you convert to the 2-wire Typhoon sensor. So I have to figure out somewhere to string up. Man, that thing's like 3 feet long. You could put that IAT anywhere. So I'll have to figure out what to do with that. But theoretically, we got a fresh tank of E85. And the fuel system's primed, the oiling system's primed. Theoretically, this should start if I had a map, but I don't. So we're gonna call it a night here in a minute and get cleaned up and get packed. So before I leave real quick, I just want to give you guys a rundown of what's changed on the car since everyone saw it drive last season. Basically, I'm just going to go from the back to the front, walk you guys through all the changes that we've made since the last season to try to update some things reliability-wise and also make some things easier on us in the pits and also make some more power, hopefully reliably. So let me pop this camera off here. So we'll just start at the back and work towards the front. Try to do a whole mod list as we go. So you can't really see much changed in here. The Volvo electric power steering, the battery, all that were already installed by the previous owner, Rob. No problems with either of them, so they're both staying right where they are. What I did do back here that you can't see is a Walbro 450 in-tank E85 pump on a modified fuel pump hanger to fit it. And when I did that, I went ahead and did the Deutschwerks fuel pump rewire with the big relay, took the factory wiring and made it the signal for the relay, and it's wired straight off the battery now. That's what one of these is. It needs to get cleaned up some. It will, don't worry. But that's pretty far down the priority list. So we know the fuel pump's in there working right. We primed the fuel system, checked it, Made sure it holds pressure, no leaks, everything seems to be working good on there. So we are good to go there. So down here what we've done, and it's kind of hard to see, is we did new wheel bearings because we had to pull them out to get these ARP extended studs in, new lug nuts. This car did have stock length lug studs on it last season. Made it quite a pain in the ass to change tires quickly in between battles and things like that. So yeah, that's really it back here. I'm still waiting on, you can tell, sort of, not really. There's no axles in this car. I got some drive shaft shop axle stubs on the way, and actually they're here. My axle builder Marshall has them. We're waiting on CV joints to go with them that are on the way. So hopefully I'll have those axles back early next week and this thing can become a roller again. Back here, tried to do the start line guys a favor. This car was straight piped from the previous owner. So I went ahead and welded in two Dyno Max, whatever, cheapo Summit Racing mufflers into it. I'm waiting on my body kit to get here before I finish these tips because I do want to give it some decent looking tips. But I want to be sure I've got them in the right place. And then moving forward from there, the safety stuff in it was a little out of date. It was good enough for Drift Colorado, but was not good enough for the Southwest Pro-Am. So let me walk around the lift here. So it's kind of gutted in here right now. Not much going on. Nothing's really changed. Stuff's just been taken out. So I'll just walk up front where everything is. These are the old seats out of the car. Some Sparco Evos. The Evo 3 is fine. It's just not a Halo, which I'm going to be required this season. It's still in date, so that's probably going to go in our, I call it our crap car, our missile car, our fun beater. This Evo is being traded to my buddy Andy, who is hooking me up with a new dash for the RX-7, which is why there's no dash in it. And then these Bimarcos are going in it. I love these seats. I've had them in my BMW for the last 2 years. Most of you have seen me rave about them online and how great they are for the price. So I can't wait to get those in there. But it is taking some fabrication of new mounts, things like that. I'm also waiting on new 6-point saw belt harnesses to come in from Rally Build. And then that's what's holding us up on the inside because we need to get that 6-point mounted before the seat goes in. And then yeah, that new dash coming from Andy should tie up the inside well. And then we added, the cage was already done by Tandem Auto. They did a killer job. It's a great cage. I just had pulled the windshield, added the A-pillar gussets to it, and got a new windshield put in. So up to the engine bay. And I did forget to mention in the back, we can call it the back, whatever, we are switching to E85. Gonna be running VP, I believe, E85. So then up here, what we've done, a bunch of cosmetic stuff, a lot of cosmetic stuff. So we added a fuel pressure gauge at the rail to make diagnosing any future problems a little bit easier. Got the rails redone in gold, the valve covers redone in gold, the headers redone in gold ceramic coat, by Applied Plastic Coatings. That should help lower engine bay temps a little bit, as well as look sweet. Added a kill switch to meet the tech rules. Obviously the Torque Storm supercharger, which you guys have seen. We did injector dynamics, 1050X injectors. The front mount blow-off valve. Got an ATI super damper that was on there before. Always a good thing to have. Highly recommend them. Front mount, and then nothing's changed with the car overall setup wise. Suspension or angle, it's got a PBM angle kit, PBM coilovers, a bunch of PBM suspension arms and stuff underneath, and it seems to do a great job, so I'm leaving it alone. No reason to change what works, right? So yeah, just figured I'd give you guys a rundown. I'm waiting on a new body kit that is in the mail. I got this JDM hatch from Yahoo Auctions Japan and got it imported through Wolf Rain. I'm stoked on that. I haven't seen another one in the States personally on a car at all the events. So I'm really stoked to have that. And then we're gonna be repainting the whole thing as soon as the body kit shows up. I got a confirmation that it shipped today. Should see it next week. So in the next week, this thing should be running. Could have a body kit mocked up. Could have some interior put together if those harnesses show up and all that good stuff. So we're really right on the brink of making some serious progress. And unfortunately, just keep getting super held up from parts and lack thereof. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Rundown on the car, a little bit of work done tonight. Thanks for checking out the videos. I am going to go get packed up and get ready to head out to California. So there won't be another video for a couple days. Expect one maybe Monday, maybe Tuesday next week. And like I said, we're hopefully gonna make some serious progress on this thing next week. Get it running, hopefully get it off the lift so we can get some customer cars on here that are waiting. And maybe get it to move under its own power. So definitely stay tuned. Thanks.